Cool.
I just can't let it go. Lose my self-control. Mistakes always repeat. When lessons are never learned, I slip away sometimes to hide what lies inside. And even with retreat, I can never seem to get away. Tearing from the inside, murdering your life. Ever feel like you're always faking? It's all in how you hold secrets left untold. You never know. I'm suffocating. It seems so long ago. These stars are all I know. I've covered them in ink. Will I always feel incomplete? Distance breaks it now. Echoing the sound. A chance to hit rewind. Could I ever chase ahead of time? Tearing from the inside, murdering your life. Ever feel like you're always faking? It's all in how you hold secrets left untold. You never know. I'm suffocating. Tearing from the inside, murdering your life. Ever feel like you're always faking? It's all in how you hold secrets left untold. You never know. I'm suffocating. Take a closer look inside the shadows, and you might find the sounds that your darkness craves. The hidden channels of subconscious senses setting loose all the demons hiding in your brain. Get in the noise, you'll louder, you'll find it speak into the corners of your mind that you want to take life. Anything fascinating form of catharsis, voice wants to display yourself. Welcome to the motherfucking underground. A new awakening of my own thought. The inner working of your words and moves is exploding on the corridors and by your path. So come on, come on, step inside, feast your eyes on the sickness within this mind. And what you'll find is an addictive madness to erase all the sadness of what everyday life leaves us all to blind.
Alright guys, so as you can tell, I told you guys all week long that we're going to have the band CARBSTONE here. We actually have lead singer with us. Let me go ahead and fix this for you guys so you can actually see him better. So we would have been a lot sooner, but due to technology sucks, we were kind of late. So now we're here. Once again, technology is fighting me. Here we go. Now we're fixed. No, we should be good now. they
It's been
can,
one of those kind of days,
yeah,
man.
just one of those days. So I want to tell you thank you so much for coming on BTMX. And if you guys don't understand what that song was, that was Hush actually, with him performing that with his band. And we're gonna actually be playing his song "Scream" after it. And I would like to get more of like the story behind "Scream." But before we do, then we actually do got some comments already. We got Peggy Hill. It looks cool. We got Sarah with love CARBSTONE. Great people in the band, and the fan base is awesome too. Super live show. So everybody loves your lives. What got you into
Sarah.
music? What got you into music generally? Like, what gave you the strength to come out with your gift?
Man, it started way back when I was a kid. A military brat. A lot of traveling all over the place as a child, and my mom was always blasting the cassette tapes of Rolling Stones in the long road trips. So actually, the Rolling Stones is where I first fell in love with rock music, and then after that came The Offspring, and then after that came Corn. And once I heard Corn, it was that was it for me. That's when I knew I had to pursue music, and here we are.
You got Wanda Beam over on YouTube saying, "Hey Corey." So,
Wanda's in here. What's up, Wanda?
so after you said you were an army brat, was it hard for you getting into being able to expose your side, like this musical side of yourself, the creative side, being an army, having parents in the army? Were they supportive of what you were doing from the beginning till now?
That's a really cool question. They've always been supportive. They've always been the kind of parents, like to raise a child and say, you can be whatever you want to be, and we're still going to love you for it. So they supported the hell out of me with it. There was never any kind of no for it. It was just do what you want to do. So
And that's like really good. That's why I want to ask you a question, because I've heard a lot of different answers where I've had army parents, but
yeah,
they wanted a traditional. That's good to hear that your parents just want to support you in your dreams. Did it
yeah.
ever get hard to, when you were first coming out, compared to where you are now? When you were first coming out, what was some of the hardest struggles you had to deal with yourself in order to get to where you are now in music?
I mean, there were so many. I mean, one of the big ones was finding my voice. I remember when I first started trying to sing. It was rough, man. But outside of that, playing rock shows, man. Those first couple of shows, I was scared as fuck. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was terrified. I was like, oh my god. Um, but once over the years, you do enough of those, you get over it, and then as you grow up and you get older and you mature, you only live once, man. So do you and do the best you can, and if people don't like it, then that's their problem. You know what I mean?
So when you were talking about one of the things in the beginning, your voice, was it something like you didn't like the sound of your voice? It wasn't what you had in your head. Like, can you go in more like detail what you mean by that? Finding
Yeah, I
your own
mean,
voice.
because I started singing, or okay, trying to sing, probably when I was 12 years old, 13. Um, so obviously I was young as hell, and not my vocal cords weren't fully developed, and I was trying to do like vocal fry screams and stuff at a young age, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing at all. Um, so I guess that's where all the hurdles and humps were, was just I was ignorant to how to sing, how to properly uh, produce what I was trying to produce.
So once you got, you are in an amazing place today, and all your music is amazing. How do you come up with the
Thank you.
concepts for each of your songs? Are these stories you guys are telling from like self experience, or are these are just stories maybe you've heard while touring that you can relate to, that you've turned into a message, or how does
It's
that go
it's
ahead?
it's it's all from self experience. It's all the crazy shit that goes on in my head, or that I've had to deal with in my life. That's where all the inspiration for each song comes from. So um, yeah, it's I've been through some pretty crazy shit.
So you got Anoxia in here with Hearts and Flames. She was our
Yep.
interview 2 weeks ago, and that's Your Beautiful
Yes.
Life.
Yes. Yes.
You know
Hell
when you
yeah.
have a good fan when they know that who your wife is.
You're damn right. You did some research. Awesome.
So talking about the struggles, a lot of the songs, where does Hush actually come from? Like, like you could tell there's a lot of raw emotion in some parts of that song that are not just the chorus. Like, is there any songs like Hush that like kind of put you back in the feelings of the reason why you created that song?
Yeah, man. Obviously, we just released a new album back in October called Dark Matter. Uh, and there's a couple songs in there. One of the songs is called Anyway, and that's a really personal song for me. Um, it's loosely based on the aspect that I was adopted, and I don't know any family at all. So that song, and it's really melodic and really kind of on the poppyish aspect, but it's really fucking the lyrics are pretty dark. So that one always takes me back to the huge emotional riff there, and then the actual title track, Dark Matter. Um, if you haven't listened to that song, that's a really fucked up song lyrically.
I
So
loved it.
awesome. Yeah, that's it's still a hard song for me to even go back and listen to. Like anytime, I guess probably about once a month I'll listen to the album probably twice. Uh, and anytime that song comes back around, it's always hard for me to listen to Dark Matter. Um, so yeah, fucked up song. Love it though.
I actually liked it between the song "Scream" and "Dark Matter." That's like my two favorites so far.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Because I like
Yeah,
like Dark Matter. Like I play that when I'm like depressed and pissed off, and it just helps me be able to emotionally express myself.
dude, that's so fucking awesome to hear, and that's why I do this. That's why we do this right there. That connect right there. That's it. Fuck yeah, dude.
So it's where a lot of like you guys hold so much power, especially not only just to fans, but people like listening to your music as an outlet. So it's not just like your story; it actually becomes their version of their story. So therefore, that's why I have a lot of respect for you guys that are doing music. You know, sharing your gift with the world, rather it be rap, hip hop, all the way up to what you guys are doing now and metal.
Yep.
Everybody has to attach to music some way in some shape or form. So that's why I say that you guys have power the way you guys do, because you know your voices are doing a lot more than what you probably think that they're doing.
And, yeah, no, and a lot of I hear that a lot, and that can get lost on me sometimes, and I have it's good to be reminded of that, because I'm out there just I'm doing what I feel is necessary and it comes from my heart and soul, and when people say that to me, it still blows my mind, because I'm just some guy, dude. I'm just a guy that plays music. That's I wake up every day and do the same shit everybody else does out there. That's crazy.
So, making that a lot that the newest album that you had, what were some of the hardest struggles that you had in order to get that album finished by the date that you had planned?
I'm a I'm a pretty impatient person, but I can be patient. You know what I mean? Like when the times like we were patient earlier. I hear Anoxie in the background yelling at me. But we I usually will set like a guideline or a timestamp for when we want something done, and we had already had the release date for Dark Matter set. Um, I think on the first song session of tracking, and that was AM Trauma. So that was back in April of last year, and we already knew the album was going to come out on October 29th. So that was kind of like the stress factor of getting everybody on the same page and saying we got to get this song done. I mean, we lived in the studio like that all last year, and yeah, we lived there. And fortunately, the one of the producer and the synthesizer, he it's his studio, so we were able to work that into the band's favor. But man, it was chaos all of last year, and recording that fucking album was chaos, and I loved it. Fuck.
Now, once the album was finally complete to everybody's liking and stuff like that, was there any regrets that you think that you may have missed, like something that you wish you would have done a little bit better on, and where at in the album?
That's nah, man. I think that's a good question too. I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I remember our previous album we did What You've Become, and that was 7 years ago, 8 years ago now. Um, Fast forward time, there were songs I regretted not, putting more, I guess, polish on. Uh, but not with Dark Matter. It's crazy that with that rush and getting all that done in such a short amount of time, you'd think that I'd have regrets on some of their songs or things I'd want to change, but I don't have any, which is incredible. That means that all that really came out of the soul and fucking I think it all turned out awesome, man. No regrets.
So, Sarah says Crystal is amazing. Her voice is angelic.
Yes.
We
Yes,
know.
absolutely.
If you want to watch that interview, you can go over to our YouTube, and it says right there, we actually did a double interview the day she was the first interview. This is CARBONESTONE. We love a Knox,
Yes.
but this is CARBONESTONE. So yeah, the reason why I want to ask that because I know a lot of artists love the albums that they put up, but there's always like that one thing that bothered them that they wish they could have done. That's why I came up with the question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So the second question I have about the album is once it was released and in the public eye, was it like a sense of relief for the whole entire band, or
Fuck yeah.
or did you like
Fuck yeah.
did the band members have any like disagreements on how big it went or how fast it should have moved?
No, no, it was definitely a huge sigh of relief because we spent like the entire year building this up and doing all the promos and we did the two singles of AM Trauma and Hush and just constantly posting and pushing it out there and doing all the PR stuff with magazines and everything. And man, by the time I woke up on October 30th, I was relieved. I was like, oh my God, I can finally sigh and breathe and I remember opening the phone and there's like a billion notifications of people enjoying the album. And man, it was huge sigh of relief. So yeah.
So talking about doing live shows, do you have any coming up soon for the band, or if so,
Yes.
where?
We have a show coming up. It's Saturday, May 21st. It's in Hanover, Pennsylvania. It's Rock on the Hill Music Festival, and we're going to be there with Flaw, Tantric, and Jimmy's Chicken Shack, and a ton of fucking bands. It's going to be an all-day festival event. So
Yeah,
that's the next
actually,
show coming up.
BTMX is actually going to be there covering it. We'll be doing
No
photos
shit.
and stuff. Yeah, so
I'll see you there.
yeah.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, man. Cool. Yep. And then after that, we have a show booked. I think it's July 30th. That's going to be at Love Drafts in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, and that's going to be with Dawn of Ashes, and they're a huge gothic industrial metal band from California. So I'm stoked to play that show with those guys. They're wild. They're wild.
Yeah, they have an amazing set of lyrics too. Especially if you're
Yes.
into like that type, if you're trying to like evolve your playlist, definitely listen to bands like yours and theirs. It's a good clash.
Yep.
Because you both have like that heavy side, but then you both have like that mellow, like almost
Yep.
like theater type sound when you want to try to calm people down. So that's what I love about you guys' music.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be a good show.
So we actually got another artist in here, Death of Zenith. That's a project that's actually owned by Caleb Strauss. He says, "Hey guys, how are you?"
What's up? What's up?
He was actually the lead singer, still is the lead singer for the band MZMZ. Then he kind of went on his own to do his own project,
Cool.
Death of Zenith. That would be a good concert to actually see you guys do together. You, him, and another up and coming artist, Sam Azroth. They have a unique sound too. Like if I could have any concert, I'd want it to be you, your wife, and like I'd have
Yes.
like 3
Yep.
days of like music going.
That'd be badass. Hell yeah.
So talking about like throughout your whole music career, has there ever been a time where you kind of got in your own way of success, and how did you figure that out for yourself and get around it?
That's a great question. Fuck. Yeah, I did do that. That was back when we did the hiatus. More importantly, I burned myself out completely. Back right after we dropped the What You Become album. So kind of halted everything, put the brakes on everything, jumped in a different musical project probably about 6 months later, and you know that's the biggest spot right there. Had I not put the brakes on CARBSTONE 7 years ago, I imagine where the band would be right now. But with that being said, everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? So I'm sure that Dark Matter wouldn't be the album it is right now if that hiatus had not happened 7 years ago, because I wrote a lot of those songs during that hiatus. It's
So then,
crazy.
it actually makes sense that you took time out to actually become more creative and unique the sound that you wanted the band to have. So,
Yep.
because it probably felt to you like you just got done saying the last album that you made, there was a lot of things that you wish you would have finished. But now with you taking that 5 years off, you took that to unique the sound that you were gonna put your emotion to, and you could definitely
Yep.
tell the difference between this album and the very last album, how much
Yep.
emotion is actually into it, like what songs are really like getting to you guys while you guys are playing.
Yep. Yep. You can totally hear it. Fuck.
So the next question I have for you is, what information would you give all these up and coming artists that are just don't have big names yet, don't have the networking that most people do? What can you suggest to them to keep being successful?
I mean, rule number one is don't be a dick. That's number one rule. Period. You know what I mean? That's done. You just try to be. Don't try to be, but give other people a chance. Always give other people a chance. Because everybody out there's fucking struggling. Uh, not necessarily with music, but I'm just talking about life in general. So that's my best advice to any artist out there trying to make a career in music is just be genuine. Just what I mean. That's it. Everything else will fall into place. That's it. I
And
know, crazy answer. You probably weren't expecting
oh,
that.
no, 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 I really didn't expect you to get that answer, but that's what I would like to hear. Because I think a lot of times the artists get too like they get so much fame and they kind of forget where they came from. So
Yep.
they stop seeing the fans as more as a number, and I think
Yep.
that's where the disconnect comes through. Even though they have amazing music, they're shitty people.
You have
So
you yeah, dude, but your fans make you. Those are the people you want to always have in your corner, and you need to be in their fucking corner. You know what I mean? Like that's how it's supposed to be. There, you could be the best artist in the world, and like you said, be a complete douchebag, and no one's gonna listen to your shit. And it's fuck everything kind of axes out right there. It's pointless. That's stupid. You know. So just be a good person. That's it. That's my advice.
So the next question I have for you is: when you're up on stage and you're covered in sweat and you close your eyes in the middle of singing the song, what is the feeling that's running through your head when you open your eyes out and you see your fans reacting the way they do to your music, knowing all the lyrics, keeping up with you during the songs, crying, jumping around? What is the emotion that runs through your head when you open your eyes and see that?
I can't even describe that. So that's a really good question, man. Because we just recently had that. That was our first show and after the hiatus, and man, it was I, speechless. You know what I mean? It was so amazing. It was amazing to see that and to see the fans out there singing and screaming back at us and knowing the songs. I mean, it's indescribable. You know, that's born to do this. Fucking incredible. Born to do this. Mm.
So, did your band ever collab with other artists like outside your guys' genre? Would you guys ever do that? And how would one go about collabing with you guys if you guys do collab?
That's a great question too. I mean, we're definitely open for collabs. We're absolutely open for collabs. Um, as you know, we obviously collabed with Anoxia on Dark Matter and way back with What You Become. But I'm totally down for having uh, some hip hop incorporated maybe into one of the songs with another artist or something like that. So, um, you know, sky's always the limit.
And what do you expect of somebody trying to come at you guys for a collab? What do you expect from them, like on a professional level and a personal level? What would throw you off from them, and what wouldn't?
Professionalism, number one. And they'd have to have, have to be awesome products. You know what I mean? Just it'd have to be, I guess, badass, and they'd have to be cool and down to earth. No ego. No ego. Just be real and present a cool product, and we'll go from there.
Now, talking about so you guys have a plan for a new album coming out yet, or any tracks about to be released, or are you guys holding that back in the studio for next year?
We're gonna hold off until next year. So we're gonna spend the rest of this year playing shows and I guess writing new material and stuff like that. But yeah, so you probably won't hear any new music from us until sometime in 2023. God, it feels so fucking weird saying 2023. Oh my God. Why is it, dude? I can't believe that this year's already flying by the way it is. Insane.
Yeah, almost over.
Yeah, I know, right? What the fuck?
Since you are doing a lot of live shows, I asked your wife this question, so I'm going to ask you it too. If you could play at any place in the world, I mean literally any place in the world, and make it your concert scene, where would it be?
It's Red Rocks. I think it's Red Rocks, right? Isn't it called Red Rocks out there in Cali? Or am I fucking wrong? Do you know? Fuck.
We actually have artists that signed to us out in the Cali. I can ask them later.
Yeah. I think that's where it is. I think that's where it is. I've never been there, but I think that'd be cool as fuck to play there. I'm positive that's what it's called. If it's not, when I watch this interview back, I'm gonna go fuck. Whoops. Oh shit. So anywhere outdoors. How about that? I love nature. I love being outside. So anywhere outdoors, as long as it's not 107 degrees.
That's usually only in Texas.
Yeah, that's usually Texas though.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck. It's like everywhere. I'll deal with it. Fuck it.
So, with your wife being in music and you guys both having your own project, does that ever get hard on the family life at all? Like your guys' projects, do they ever get in the way of each other?
Yes, that's a really good question as well. You got good questions. It's tough because as Crystal says, it's the balance. We got to find the balance. So it's really tough because we're doing two bands simultaneously. We both have day jobs, obviously, because music never pays the bills, and and then we have our own time. We got to make time for each other. So and we have 6 fucking cats and 6 fucking chickens, and we got. I mean, she's freaking Snow White, man. Like, if there's a stray animal out there like 20 miles away, it'll find its way to our fucking house. I promise you. Yeah, every time. So that's how we got all these animals. And now I'm like, the door's shut. No more fucking animals. We're done.
Yeah, but see, that's where you messed up. You told her the door was shut, but you didn't tell her the yard was off limits.
No, that's why we got 6 chickens in the yard. That's right. But yeah, so it's all about the balance act, and that's a constant effort. We're constantly working on it. But we're still good, and we're still kicking ass. So it's a fucking wild ride. How about that?
Yeah, I figured it would be a good question because I know it has to be somewhat hard for you guys to spend time with each other, and then you being on tour, and then her trying to get back in the studio for the album she's trying to do, and then your projects don't always collide. So that's why I wanted to ask that if it ever just got too hard.
We have a 10-hour studio session tomorrow. How about that? It's for Anoxia, so yeah.
Hey.
So at least you guys are gonna have it together.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. We'll both be there 10 hours. Good shit.
Does it ever get overwhelming sometimes though?
It does. It does. Yeah, because I mean, I have notes for my notes and lists for my lists for my lists, and it's like I said, it's two bands at the same time simultaneously with trying to do PR stuff and record and all that stuff. That's why I'm happy the CARBSTONE recording is all kind of chilling out for a bit because we can focus on the Anoxia stuff too. So yeah, it's chaos, but like I said, I love it. I love it. It's definitely fucking crazy.
Thank you.
I'm a Gemini, so I'm crazy.
It's all right. We're all crazy here.
Yes.
So, we're gonna read some of the comments. We got Sarah with Odin. We got
Odin.
Yeah, we got Soul Snatchers with Hey Fam, just stopping in and showing some love. A lot of people could come in. If you guys don't not know who this is the lead singer of the band CARBONESTONE. We've been doing their promo all week. How did you like that promo that we made for you?
That's badass. Did a fucking awesome job with that. I was not expecting the full song. Good shit. Good shit.
Yeah, I worked really hard to make sure I had the full song.
Yeah, you nailed it, man. You nailed it. It's great. Awesome.
So, definitely been trying to get this around for the week because I want everybody to get their questions ready to ask. If they have any questions at all, please put them in the comments, and I'll make sure your voice is heard because your voices are important here at BTMX, especially when we have interviews because they, if you have something that I'm not asking, you guys want answers to, I can ask them.
Yep. Awesome.
So, is there ever going to be a live concert with both of you, both bands on the stage at the same time, and how is that going to work?
I'm gonna say that's a yes. It's gonna be crazy. Fuck it. It'll be difficult, but we'll be able to pull it off. That's the thing. That I'm I try to stress, and a lot of bands I guess don't fully get it. But when you're doing two bands simultaneously, it's double everything, man. It's double rehearsals. It's double the stress, double the studio time. You know what I mean? So there's so much that goes into it. And if we play, a show together, it's double the set. So yeah, it's gonna happen eventually. It's definitely gonna happen eventually. And I'm just trying to get myself mentally prepared for it. That's all. You know what I mean? Because fuck.
So, next time you go to stage is going to be over here in Pennsylvania at the music festival. And are you going to be there for the full festival or just a couple, like one day?
I don't think I'll be there first thing in the morning. I know our guitarist Neely will. We're doing a lot of the backline supply for all the bands actually. So he'll be there first thing, and I'll probably get there. I don't know, probably around. I'm gonna say 1 o'clock. I'll say probably 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I don't want to show up like halfway through it. You know what I mean? Because everybody else is out there kicking ass too. So I'm gonna get there as early as I fucking can. I can't start drinking until probably about 4 o'clock. How about that?
So, and are you guys gonna actually have your somebody gonna be running your merch table and stuff like that throughout the show, so people can buy merch and hard copies of your album and stuff like that?
Yep, that's Crystal's gonna be handling that situation for us. Thank God.
Now, is there any way? Is there like I know there's one question and there's a lot, especially since you've been doing a lot of lives that I've actually had for my own staff. Is if somebody buys your merch, is there actually a way they can pay extra money to have like the band sign it for them and stuff like that, or?
They don't have to do that. They can just fucking ask us to sign it, and I'll make sure it gets signed. We're not going to charge you extra to sign it. We don't do that.
Okay, because I know there's a lot of bands ask for money. That's why I wanted to make sure that everybody knew when they got to buy their merch, if they want to sign, what they had to do to ask.
Nope, you buy the merch. That's it. That's done. And if you want us to sign it, we'll sign whatever you want us to sign. So that's it. We're not going to charge you for it.
So Wanda Beam says that was cool. She also goes on to say, "I love that Dark Matter album. Phantoms is one of my favorite. What's the story behind?"
Yes.
What she wants to know. What's the story behind Phantoms?
Phantoms, man. That is really crazy. Way back in the day, Neely writes some really off the wall shit. He writes, he writes some good parts, but he can't really put it all into the fucking cool, 330 song structure. So he'll always come at me with riffs and stuff. And he had that really cool arpeggio riff in the verse for Phantoms. And we spent years trying to work that into a song, and it never happened. And then the hiatus happened. And then when the hiatus, that came off and we got back together, I said, let's start going through your bag of recorded guitar parts. And that part came back up, and I said, oh my God, I remember that part. I said, we have to make that a song now. We have to write the song around that. So we spent I think it was a Wednesday evening, and we literally wrote the entire song Phantoms around the pretty verse guitar part. So that's how Phantoms came to be. And then the lyrics, obviously we all have, inner demons and dark emotions and stuff, and that's where the lyrical inspiration came for Phantoms. So that was really, I'm really happy with how that song came out.
That's definitely like a song I would expect you guys to play when you first start the concert.
Yeah, yep.
Like
Yeah, we played it at the last show. Yep.
Yeah, because it brings you into the especially if you're playing more songs off that album, it brings you deeper into the album. Than most, it helps you mentally prepare.
That's definitely one of my personal favorite songs is Phantoms for sure.
So you done a music video for the song Scream, and
yep.
Like I said, that's one of my favorites. What was the story behind that? How did the concept of the song Streams come about? How did the sound get to where it is now? And what gave you guys the ideas for your music video?
So again, I'm a crazy Gemini, and so I wrote the initial skeleton structure for that song. It was in October. It was like maybe the week before Dark Matter dropped, and obviously we were so far past being able to put that on the fucking album. And then it just, I don't know, it all clicked in my head. It was like, okay, let's go ahead and just drop a single like a couple months after we dropped this album. And a lot of bands don't do that, so I said fuck it. And but the inspiration for that was just, it's kind of like an anti-hater anthem. You know what I mean? Because there's always people out there, no matter what you're doing, they're gonna fucking disagree with it, and they're gonna be assholes about it. So it's kind, Scream just popped in and said, just a huge fuck you to all the haters out there, man, and just keep doing what you feels right, and just that's it, man. That's where the inspiration came from. And I also felt that I didn't curse enough on the Dark Matter album, so I wanted to make up for it in one song. So we did.
And you guys will be hearing the song that we're talking about, Scream, right after this interview, so you guys can see what we mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of language.
I think you missed a couple spots where you could have done something.
I should have. Well, I was trying to keep the radio edit in mind for the terrestrial radio station. So yeah, there is a radio edit. It's out there. It's spinning on stations right now. But yeah. So fuck, man.
So
yes.
If you didn't know that, actually, BTMX is not just a podcast. We're also a radio station. Our radio station is going to be dropping in 2023. So if you want to submit your music to us, we'll put it. We don't need radio edit. Our radio station is the first radio station that's not going to make an artist redo their music for us. We're actually going to. We just want the raw talent. If nobody wants, and it already has a warning label saying it's for a mature audience. The whole radio station.
There you go.
So it's on you from that.
Yeah, I'll definitely hook you up. Fuck yeah.
Because I definitely want to get that music playing out there, especially I don't like the radio edits because it takes away from the song, especially some of the emotions 90% of the time. You don't get to hear it.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you would like to tell your fans that maybe we haven't touched on yet?
I love all of you. For sure, right there. But like I said earlier, we're nothing without the fans. We're nothing, and we have such an awesome fan base. We have there's a Facebook group we have. It's called the CARBSTONE Traumatics. We constantly post in there every day, and the fans constantly post with us and interact. And the band members, we make fun of each other. we do a lot of we do a lot of contest challenges and merch giveaways and stuff. And like I said, the fans are they're incredible, man. They fucking tons of awesome interaction. It's family. It's all family in there. So I love you all. That's what I got for the fans.
So definitely, I know what group you're talking about because I'm a part of it. So I
Yes,
definitely will be sharing it back on BTMX. So you guys will actually have the link with it. And if you guys pay very close attention to his promo, you can that every single link that's for the band is right there. You can't miss where
yep,
they're at. Another good thing is also I've also found their Spotify for you guys too. A lot of you guys do Spotify playlists. Add them to it. Make your playlist a lot better for the world to hear, especially with a lot of amazing artists like him and his amazing wife. Um,
yes,
you got Wanda Bean was saying thank you, Corey, for telling the story behind Phantoms, and she also
of
sent you some
course.
hearts. So
Thank you, Wanda.
so the last question I want to ask, and I asked this to everyone, and your wife probably warned you about this, but if, for instance, you're at a concert, right, and you just got done doing a full set, and you got off stage, and you see somebody walk up to you and say, "If it wasn't for your music, I would be dead. You saved my life." How would you react to that?
I just had that happen to me a couple weeks ago, literally word for word. Uh, and it stopped me dead in my tracks, man. It stopped me dead in my tracks, and I gave this person a huge hug, and I said, I, I, I'm so happy to hear that I could help and the music could help, and that's it. That's fucking crazy. That's you know what I mean. Like I even posted about it on my personal Facebook the following day because it shook me to my core. I think is what I said. So that's incredible. And music saved my life when I was younger too. So I totally fucking that I feel that like in my soul. So hell yeah.
Music is the power of the world. That's what people don't understand. And when you got
It is.
artists like you that are amazing out there sharing not only just your music, but also the personal experiences and stuff like that with everybody in the world, that makes you a lot more successful than the artists who forgot who they are. Because then
Yep.
they can't connect with them and have them understand that how much, what you guys mean to that person. So that's why I like to ask that for every artist I interview.
It's an awesome question. Incredible.
Because even though we kid around here at the Underground Show and get a little dark, we still cover mental health awareness just for the simple fact that it is a real thing, and
Yes.
music does heal scars more than actions or words does in one life. So lyrics are the only way that most scars get healed, or have somebody have the power to talk about what's going on in their life or express to a loved one. So that's why
It,
music is important.
it's that connect, and that's me growing up and connecting with bands like Corn and all that. It's for me. It's when you hear somebody else out there speaking or singing what you're feeling inside, that helps you to not feel alone. And that's exactly why I was able to connect with Corn and tons of other bands out there with those deep lyrics. Is that it makes you feel like you're not alone, and that's where you know what I mean. So that's incredible. Yep. Sorry, dude.
It was all good. It was more me than you.